went after him really well there, and yet he was still able to last and come back there at the end.
Não, de jeito nenhum. Eu sabia que ia ser. Eu sabia que seria uma luta difícil, né? E ainda bem que eu vim preparado para isso, para uma guerra. A gente conseguiu, por muito tempo, impor um jogo onde eu não acabei não sofrendo muitos golpes, né? Mas mesmo assim eu sabia que seria uma luta muito dura e foi ele, né? Porque ele não desiste, nunca eu também não ia desistir.
Not surprised at all. I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I know he, just like myself, he'd never give up. So I knew we were going to bang it out.
And lastly, for me, did you think that it almost looked like you looked at the official to see if he was going to stop the fight at one point, but it continued. Was that the case? And if so, were you surprised?
Teve momento que você chegou a olhar para o árbitro para ver se ele ia parar. Foi o caso, e caso isso de fato tenha acontecido, você ficou surpreso de deixar seguir?
Ali naquele momento, né, a minha visão pode ser diferente da do árbitro, mas eu achei que ele não estava querendo mais lutar, né? Tipo, sentiu muito o golpe e não aguentava mais. Mas a visão do árbitro é diferente, né? Então, na minha visão, eu achei que podia ter parado, mas quem decide é o árbitro. O meu trabalho é continuar batendo até ele parar.
Yeah, and from my perspective, you know, we could have wrapped things up a little bit before there, a little bit earlier. It didn't feel like he was responding anymore. But I mean, it's not my job. My job is to keep on fighting. My job is to keep on landing my strikes until it's stopped. So.
Good win, and thank you.
Anyone else? For Carlos?
I'll go the last one.
Carlos, para mim hoje. Fala um pouquinho da sua vitória para o Brasil. O pessoal de Curitiba estava ligado lá, torcendo por você. Como é que foi?
Galera, estou muito feliz, mas não estou surpreso. Eu sei o quanto eu trabalhei para chegar até aqui, né? Não foi um camp, é uma vida de preparo que me lapidou para chegar a esse momento. E quando eu cheguei aqui, eu já vim sentindo que eu vim para ser o campeão. E agora, né, para ser o campeão, eu precisava da oportunidade, e a oportunidade chegou. Então, agora, o caminho não é fácil, mas pode ter certeza que no final do ano esse cinturão vai comigo para Curitiba. Queria agradecer a todos que têm torcido por mim, todos que têm orado por mim, e continue aí torcendo pelo Leal, que você é o representante do Brasil aqui no PFL, mais um representante do Brasil do PFL, vamos levar essa cinta aí.
Pé direito, parabéns, né?
Valeu. Abraço. Show. Thank you so much.
Congrats. Thank you. Certo. Vamos vir para o próximo alvo.
Grazie. Bonjour. Hey, what's up, guys?
Congrats on another successful night.
Thank you.
What do you think about 3 events here in Texas? And what do you think of all the turnout from fans coming out to support you?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Big shout out to Texas. We'll definitely be back in Texas because I think this venue in itself was truly amazing. So in terms of the 3 first rounds, it was, I couldn't ask for a better showing.
What do you think of Ray and Carlos's fight? Would that give Clay's and Jeremy's a win for the month?
Well, I thought Carlos showed up and did his thing, and but it just goes to show how tough Ray is. I mean, he just wore it and kept coming. You know what I mean? And so, talking to him and his team, there's a couple of things that didn't go right in training, but no excuses. It is what it is, and I'm sure we'll see. The Ray that we are used to in second round, but. Again, my hat off to Carlos. I thought he did a great job.
And as for me, what did you think of your stars, Rory, Anthony Pettis' performance, and Kayla?
Yeah, no, you know what? I think Anthony said it right in one of the interviews that when he came here from the UFC, he just thought he was going to walk in and do his thing. And he said that thanks to the guys that he did fight and lost to, that it made him work harder. And we just saw a different guy, in the cage tonight. He was a lot sharper. And he just looked great. And so I think, sometimes you got to take a step back to take 4 steps forward. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened with him. And Rory, of course, he won one last year, lost one. But again, he's another one that he looked great too. You know what I mean? And it's finally working for them because, again, getting used to the system, to the format where they to get to the championship, you got to fight back to back. And so I think they understand it better now. And again, I was really happy for them.
What do you think in the past? You're in the gym with Jenna. What do you think in the past year has clicked in her mind to make her have a performance that she did tonight?
Yeah, no, Jenna, with Jenna, listen, I know she has all the skills. She has that talent. And sometimes I think she has to hit a brick wall for it to come out, right? And of course, I think the brick wall for her was struggling to try and make the weight. And of course, then she had to come out. And what I said to her is, well, now you got to go out and you got to do your thing, right? Because you don't want people talking about you missing weight. You want them talking about you winning. And I thought she did great tonight.
Right. Congratulations on another great event. For me personally, this was one of the best cards of PFL.
Thank you.
We have AJ a few minutes here, and he was talking about that he's more than happy and available to do a PFL versus Bellator team in the future.
Right.
Is this something that intrigues you all, or you'll be more than happy to do, knowing the Kayla situation and having people like AJ here?
Right. Yeah, no, listen, Scott Coker is a friend of mine. I've known Scott Coker for over 25, maybe 30 years now. And, Scott's done events with Ryzen and whatnot. And so for us, I think it's a matter of making it work for Bellator and for PFL. And then I don't see why that couldn't happen, but it's just, it would have just taken us to sit down and, and discuss how we would go about doing that. And so hopefully that's, in the near future.
Knowing how big is getting PFL now, is there any ideas of going into the Latin community or bringing more Latin fighters or expanding that area? Yeah,
the Challenger Series has been a really good avenue for us or vehicle, should I say, because, for example, Carlos Leal came through the Challenger Series, and he won his first Challenger by a flying knee, won the bonus in that event, and we brought him back the second time, and he won that again. So, and again, look at what he did tonight. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, 100%. We're gonna go worldwide. For us, the PFL is. I think in terms of countries, I think we're in about 160 countries around the world now, and so there's some great news coming real soon in regards to the playoffs and whatnot. And so look forward to that. But yeah, we're definitely expanding.
Thank you.
Ray, you mentioned earlier a little bit about Carlos and his journey in the Challenger Series. He had to win 2 fights just to get to this moment.
Right.
Obviously beats a defending champion. What does that say in terms of how important the Challenger Series is for the PFL and where it's at? Yeah,
no, absolutely. Obviously, the Challenger Series is really important because it allows us to vet fighters. It allows us to see, guys who can make it into the season, and also allows us to find young talent that we can build. You know what I mean? And so, absolutely, the Challenger Series is definitely a must. And I think, being that it was our first year this year, I think it was a success.
Ray, how open are you to? We've heard in the past you said you're open to cross promoting with Bellator and making matchups like Kayla and Cyborg.
Right.
How open are you to doing a card like that, bringing on AJ, and how feasible is that to happen this year or next?
100% is not going to be this year. That being said, yeah, no, we're very open. Like I said, Scott Coker is a good friend of mine. I've known him for about 30 years. I think it's just a matter of sitting down with his team and our team, and work out whatever needs to be worked out. But it has to be right. Again, like I said, it has to be right for Bellator and for us. And then again, I don't see why that couldn't happen. You know what I mean?
What are the biggest hurdles that would get in the way of that happening?
I don't see any hurdles, and I think we won't know if there is hurdles until we sit down and chat, right? And so I don't see, like I said, Scott Coker and I just talked last week. I mean, we were just texting back and forth as friends. We weren't talking business or anything else like that, but I just wished them congratulations because they had a really good, successful event prior to the Hawaii show as well as the Hawaii show. So, yeah, like I said, I don't see any obstacles in terms of sitting down and chatting, but you don't know until we do that, right?
Right. Any updates on Magomed? Is he going to be in the PFL tournament at all?
Yeah, Magomed's issue is his visa, his P1 visa. Obviously, with this terrible war going on, that's kind of what actually, caused problems for a lot of these guys for visas and whatnot. And not just from out of Russia. I mean, pretty much, some of the fighters that we try to get from Australia was also a problem. But, I think it's just one of those things where it's just timing. And I see Margaret being in the second round of the regular season.
Okay. And last question for me. Anthony Pettis looked great tonight. He seemed
Right.
really motivated and wants to avenge those losses.
Right.
Is that anything that interests you to run those back for Anthony? Either Clay Collard or House?
I mean, they'll still be great fights. Yeah, no, 100%. I got to sit down with my, matchmaking team and figure out exactly what works, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Ray.
Is there anyone in line with the contender series? Is there anyone in Texas that you guys have found or have an eye on that you think you're going to want to fight in the future?
In Texas?
Yes, if I got a Texas would be
I don't think we actually had because the actual challenger series was held in Orlando, but I don't think we had a fighter out of Texas. I could be wrong, but I think if it did, I think it would stand. I would remember. But without a doubt, there is fighters. Some good talent out of Texas. It's just a matter of us, finding them from being young talent, or whoever becomes a free agent.
Hey, Ray, congrats on another great card. And obviously, PFL is unique for doing the regular season and the playoff, which is great. And obviously, there's some challenges that come with that. So one of the big things going around was just how Ray Cooper -1 for the weight miss, and
Right.
he kind of gets -1 either way.
Right.
Some people were wondering if it was worth someone like that fighting and potentially taking some damage tonight. Is that something that you worry about at all with the way the system's set up, or is that something that you know these guys are always going to be ready to get out there and fight?
Well, Ray is. I mean, there's a reason why he's a champion. He's just a true warrior. But for us, is that once somebody misses weight, we look to the commission to see if they would allow that fight to happen. And once they allow it, then obviously we talk to also the doctors, everybody that's involved. And once they clear the fighter and the fighter wants to fight, then the opportunity is theirs.
Even with the -1, win or lose, is that something that is mainly just meant to deter weight misses, or is that something that, I mean, obviously it's a deterrent, but is that something that you guys factor into the fact where you don't want someone who keeps missing weight to be successful?
Well, we want everybody to be successful, right?
Or to see themselves in the playoffs.
But at the same time, there has to be consequences to what goes on. For example, when you miss weight, you are going to lose, a -1 point. And so it's just, that's the way the format is set out. And I think it works. And so we'll just keep moving forward that way.
100%. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In the sport, it's victories and infamous.
Right.
That's what the fans remember, the teams remember.
Right.
But hearing you speak about Pettis
right.
and Jenna with the weight loss and missing weight and clearly it's the fighter's character that is being developed and being grown. Can you tell us about how important that is to you?
Yeah, it really is because, as a former fighter myself, and after having 110 pro fights, I truly understand what these guys go through, right? And everybody that makes it to the top or the top 10, you got to have a bit of character. You got to have a little bit of craziness. And of course, when you have people like Pettis and Maga and Ray and all those guys, they're guys not only with character, but at the same time, they're true warriors. You know what I mean? And so it's really important when those, as a fighter, you have all those elements because that's what allows you to continue to move forward to the championship.
All right, that's all we have time for today, guys. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you guys.
Thanks, Ray. Congrats on another great event.
Thank you.
No, it's not. It's too warm. A little bit.
No, no chairs.
You want one?
So guys, we're not gonna have Kayla for very long, so we're not gonna fight.
Get started. If you're cool with that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Let's roll with it.
All right, well, first of all, congratulations on the W. Awesome way to start the season. What's next? Everybody's tweeting. We're wondering about Cyborg. We know that probably take a lot of legwork. But what's next for you after getting this W? Where's your head at?
Yeah, on to the next fight. You know, my thoughts aren't on Cyborg right now. Obviously, a season, 4 fights in 5.5 months is grueling. It's a grind. I see a lot of areas where I need to keep getting better. So my focus is on me, not on Cyborg. I'm tired of talking about her, tired of thinking about her. You know, now she's going to be a free agent. The ball's in her court. If she wants this fight, she knows where I'm at.
How much help?
Don't ask me any more questions about Cyborg tonight, okay?
How much it helped you to fight someone like Marina, who have an amazing background in sambo?
Oh, it was great. I'm really thankful for Marina. You know, I think it was a great fight. She showed a lot of heart. She's obviously a 7-time Sambo world champion, so it wasn't easy to take her down. She was really good in a lot of positions. I do think that it is harder to finish people when they just try to survive. So it's something that I can't really explain to you guys unless you're in the cage. If you're just trying to survive, it's a lot harder there's not that many openings.
Yeah,
So
risk.
there's no risk, no reward, but you lose the fight, but you don't get finished. So, but my hat's off to her. She fought a great fight. You know, she's tough. I look forward to watching her in the rest of the season.
Congratulations, Kayla.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you about the foundation, Fitness Foundation.
Thanks.
For those that don't know, if you could explain about it and how you created it.
Yeah, so the Fearless Foundation is for survivors of sexual abuse. I was sexually abused by my first judo coach. And really, when I started speaking out and sharing my story when I was older, I kind of came to the knowledge that there's not a big foundation for survivors of sexual abuse, but it is very prevalent in our society. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually assaulted or abused by the age of 18. And that's just the kids who say something. So the foundation is all about raising awareness. It's all about education. I wrote a book. It's called Fighting Back. I encourage everyone to go check it out, buy it, give it to a friend. The proceeds all go to the foundation. I don't make money off of that. I also have I'm taking a series of Polaroids during this season. So it's going to be 1 of 1. They're going to be Polaroids. I'm going to sign them. I'm going to auction them off at some point. That'll be for the next big fundraiser for the foundation. So I encourage you guys to check out the website, fearlessfoundation.org. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to be posting about what's going on with that. But, this year, obviously, it's hard to be a single mom, raise 2 kids and fight for, a title. But I'm looking to push the foundation this year and make it, it's my 3rd baby. So I'm going to make it something bigger. So I encourage everyone to tune in and follow. And big things coming.
Kayla, we don't usually see you go 3 rounds. What were you most proud of that you got to show in the cage today?
I think this is I landed the most strikes on my feet this fight, so I was proud of that. I don't think I really got hit at all during the fight. I think I had good head movement. I think I had good footwork. I felt like the distance I was reading it well. I didn't really ever feel in danger. I just, it's hard. I'm still getting used to everything. So on my feet, and she did a good job of surviving on the ground. So I was happy with that. I think that I showed a lot of improvement, but I can improve way more.
And what's one of your biggest wins you feel that some other people may consider a loss?
Say that again.
What's one of your biggest wins that you felt that others might consider a loss, like to you?
What was my biggest win to me? Honestly, it's just, I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on the past or thinking about what I've done. I don't rest on my laurels. Clearly I've done a ton of living in my years. And I try to live every day and be present, be in the moment, and focus on where I want to be. You know, I think that the older I get, the more I realize it's not so much about what you've done, and it's not even really about what you're going to do, but what is it you're doing right now to be the best version of you. And I think that comes with just maybe age, wisdom, like I've had utter despair in my life. So when you get down on your knees and you're begging God, like, help me right now, you learned that right now is all that matters.
Kayla,
thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Mother's Day
you.
here, this Sunday. My question for you is just how do you, even though you've accomplished a lot of things, you've had a lot of success, how do you stay motivated? How do you continue to grind the way you do?
Because it's not really motivation. It's just, this is just who I am at this point. You know, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not faking it till I make it. Like, this is just who I am. I love the grind. I love to get up and go to the gym every day. I love to go talk shit to my teammates. I love to try and perfect a new technique. I love to push myself to the limits. I love to train so hard that I cry. I love to push myself. This is when I feel the most Kayla. It's not like this, you know, it's not like, I don't know, doing like 57 interviews back to back to back, answering the same questions over and over. When I feel most like Kayla is when I'm pushing myself, when I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. And I'm not trying to be better than her. I'm not trying to be better than Cyborg. I'm not trying to be better than Amanda. I'm just trying to be better than me. Like, that's it.
Thank you, Kayla.
Hey Kayla, how different did it feel when Marina was on your leg versus the Deuce and all the drilling you've done?
Yeah, no, it's a little different. I was thankful that it didn't feel how Mateus feels. But no, she's obviously a very strong girl, funky, has showed a lot of heart. She was punching me from the bottom and I was like, what the hell? So no, my hat goes off to her, but you know, I work very, very hard. And I knew I was prepared. I knew I was on a different level. So it was just another night at the office.
Our work show was great.
Thank you very much.
Did you get to see any of the other fights of lightweight?
Yeah, I watched some fights. Yeah.
What did you think of everybody?
I mean, it's a good night of fights. I thought tonight was a really good show for PFL. I think everyone performed really well. There were a lot of finishes, which was good. I think I was probably the most boring fight of the night. Darn. But yeah, I was super, super impressed. I think it's a good start to the season for everyone.
Did Jenna Fabian's win over Leal surprise you at all?
No. You know, I think that for a long time, I think that people need to start putting a little bit of respect on the PFL's name, you know. These girls are at the same level as every other organization. They train just as hard. You know, they're coming for that $1 million. They're bigger than the girls in the other organizations. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, the girl struggles to make 155. That's how big she is, you know? So, no, I wasn't surprised. I know Jenna's a tough girl. I just fought her last year and I know she's getting better every day. I'm impressed with her performance. So I think people need to start putting some respect on PFL's name.
Kayla, one thing that really stood out tonight was your striking. Just kind of talk about the improvement of that aspect of your game and kind of just the work that you got in during the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all credit to my coaches. You know, Anderson Frank is my head striking coach, Mike Brown, Mako, Big Jim, everyone oversees, you know, we all work together as a collective unit, and everyone at ATT really supports me and helps me any way that they can, from the highest echelon to the lowest. You know, they all support me, and I'm very grateful for my team, American Top Team. But I do feel like we put in a lot of work, mostly just getting me comfortable. You know, it's about confidence. It's about repping it, getting comfortable. And I want to thank my sparring partners this camp, which was Pedro Munoz and Tony Gravely. You know, I really credit Pedro a lot for, I call it curing me of the fear of getting hit, because if you've been hit by Pedro Munoz, then you have nothing to fear. So, but no, I'm very grateful to my team. I think I train at the best gym in the world. I have the best coaches in the world, and you don't get anywhere worth going by yourself. So
Congrats.
Thank you.
What do you think a third consecutive title will end up doing for your career and for your place in MMA history?
I think that I'm just, every fight I have, I'm cementing myself as one of the greats. Every fight I have, I get closer and closer to getting to where I want to go. Who has 3 titles? Who has 3 titles? Who has 3 titles? Does anybody have 3 titles yet? Does anybody have 3 titles, 2 Olympic gold medals, a world title? And, does Henry Cejudo have, you know what I mean? Like that little, you know what I mean?
Kayla, the Challenger Series had a really good night tonight. You're down there, friend, teammate Michelle, around 8-10 weeks ago. Love for you to talk about her. Do you think she'll be here?
Absolutely. She almost came out to the fights here with me, but I was like, she's a little too wild, so we better keep her back home. Her nickname's a wild one. Anyways, no, I really loved watching the Challenger Series for the PFL. I think that's an excellent move. They're doing the right things, bringing in fresh, young, hungry, up and coming girls and men in all of the weight classes. I saw a lot of future talent there, and I think that Michelle is going to be one to watch. I really struggle to find girls to train with. I'll just be completely honest. I really, really struggle. And she came before the finals last year, and we hit it off right away. It was almost like, oh, you're a big blonde girl, I'm a big blonde girl. Oh, we're both kind of crazy. And it was like 2 souls who met, but on opposite sides of the world. I was like, this is kind of weird that we both found each other. But I will tell you that she comes in every day with a smile on her face, ready to work, not afraid to get hit, not afraid to get submitted 15 times, not afraid to go with the best girls, best guys in the room, not afraid to put her nose down and work hard. And I think that is a huge key to success in this sport. She's humble, she's not afraid to work hard, and I expect big things from her.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
3 questions left.
Kayla,
Yeah.
you spoke about your favorite part about being a mom. Do you have any fun Mother's Day plans this weekend?
Actually, on Mother's Day, we're gonna go to church, and our church does a family commitment ceremony, and I haven't really done it yet. Not that I didn't want to, but it's more just like you're committing to raising your children a certain way. And I don't know if I thought oh, maybe I'll have a partner by now. But so anyways, we're going to do that on Mother's Day. So we're committing our lives to God on Sunday.
Real quick, Kayla, favorite pizza topping and favorite pizza to order. Take it.
I mean, I have 2 kids. We order cheese pizza every Friday. I live a very miserable life when it comes to the pizza. I put sriracha and ranch on it when they go to sleep because I'm like, God, this sucks. Yeah, I don't have a favorite. Peppers, onions, and sausage. Sorry. That was really lackluster answer.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Kayla, Larissa was in here. She's leading in the standings after the first round. She was in here earlier. She said she believes the 3rd time against Richani. So what's your response to that?
I mean, let's see if she gets there. She got to make weight a couple more times.
And also with we saw a weird scenario this week as well with Jenna missing weight.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Julia Budd lost, she's still tied with the standings. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I just go out there, I do my job. I know that I'm going to make the playoffs. I know that I'm going to win the tournament. It just put one foot in front of the other. It's like whoever said that the only certain things in life are death and taxes didn't watch me in this tournament. So just give me my time. I'll get in there and do what I do. Guys, I want to thank Oxy Health for, they sent me a hyperbaric chamber, and keeping me young and strong. So I want to thank them. Please be on the lookout for the Polaroids and follow my foundation, Fearless Foundation. What is it? Fearless Foundation org on Instagram, right? Yep. Fearless Foundation org on Instagram, and fearlessfoundation.org is the website. I encourage you to buy the book. I want to thank all of you. I know I complain a lot about doing media, and it's not because of you personally. It's just because I don't like talking about me anymore. I'm kind of sick of me. So, but I do appreciate the platform you guys give me. I am grateful for it and thankful. I know you guys work really hard. to help grow MMA and to do what you do. So I'm thankful for you guys. Thanks for staying up late with me tonight, but I think we're done. We gotta get out of here. All right, let's go. Woo! Kazuki Queen. This water's supposed to help me hydrate. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thank you. Where did my shirt go?
Thanks, guys.